Going to school simply means hopping in the car, the school bus, or the public bus. But for children living in remote villages in many poor countries, going to school means walking several miles, crossing dangerous rivers, evading wild animals, and risking their lives climbing dangerous cliffs. Here are top 10 risky routes children take to attend school. Number 10, New Bataan, Philippines. They affectionately call it Skylab. In New Bataan, a two-wheel motorcycle has been configured to carry 3 times its normal capacity, which means it can carry up to 13 persons. For many students, going to school means riding precariously in one of these motorcycles that are often overloaded. There are no handlebars to cling to, no helmet to wear, and clinging to the next passenger is not a good option. According to reports, this kind of transportation has the highest fatality rate in the country. Number 9, Sawaru Village, Indonesia. For students from Sawaru Village, going to school is taking a 162-meter-long suspension bridge instead of trekking 5 kilometers by land. The challenge is, due to flooding, the bridge is severely damaged, and crossing it is very dangerous. The good news is the bridge has been fixed and now students can go to school without risking their lives. Number 8, Sankheda Taluka Villages, India. Going to school would either be a 20-kilometer walk, or swimming the Harin River. For 125 students, braving the cold water have been their daily routine. Students have to hold to a pot to cross the river. And since there are no change rooms at the school, the students sit inside the classroom in their wet clothes. The good news is, in 2015, a 215-meter-long bridge was supposed to begin construction. Number 7, Rio Negro, Colombia. Riding a zipline is a rare adventure that many children are willing to pay. But for students in Rio Negro, riding for a quarter-mile at 40 miles per hour zip wire is a daily routine that they take to go to school. The cables are suspended more than 1,300 feet above the roaring Rio Negro River, and it is not for the faint of heart. Number 6, Atula Village, China. Located on top of a 2,624-foot peak, the village of Atula offers a scenic vista and a farming opportunity for its 72 families. But for children, going to school is a precarious proposition. The Leah Primary School is located at the bottom of the peak, and for children to get to school they have to spend 2 hours climbing 17 cliff ladders. Then they spend 2 weeks at the school before making the treacherous journey back home. At least 8 persons have died trekking this dangerous route. Number 5, Pili Village, China. To reach the school located in Pili Village, pupils from remote villages are escorted by village officials and teachers on a perilous 125-mile journey that takes about 2 days to trek. The journey includes wading through 4 freezing rivers, crossing a 650-feet chain bridge, and 4 single-plank bridges. Number 4, Zanskar Village, India. Located 90 miles away, the school in Leh, the capital of northern India's Ladakh region, is the closest school for Zanskar residents to send their children to. The problem is, when the school opens in winter, Zanskar village is still cut off by snow. The only solution is to use the dangerous frozen Zanskar River where trekking demands a thorough knowledge of the river. Walking on a thin sheet of ice will plunge you into the river and kill you by drowning or hypothermia. Number 3, Chepkenyan, Kenya. Due to rising water, students from Chepkenyan village have to cross Lake Baringo on a rickety homemade boats made of softwood branches and tied together with a nylon rope. But crossing the lake is a minor challenge. The big challenge is to maneuver the boats away from hippos and crocodiles. Some students had their boats overturned by hippos. Number 2, Cape Town, South Africa. In Cape Town, South Africa, students do not need to climb treacherous cliffs to go to school. But they face the risk of being attacked, or their valuables taken by gangs lurking around the school neighborhood. Since there are no public school buses, many students are left to walk, often long distances, to get to school. It is estimated that about half of the students have been robbed or assaulted on the way to or from school. Number 1. Damascus, Syria. Across the war-torn country, 1 in 3 schools cannot be used because they are either damaged, destroyed, sheltering the internally displaced, or are being used for military purposes. Since the war began in 2011, there have been over 4,000 attacks on schools,